What's up, guys, and welcome back to Faith Family Homestead. I just want to say something at the beginning of this video. My name is Dominique, but you can call me Dom. I think with me just saying, you know, my name's Dom, people started thinking my name was Don, like D-O-N, and it's Dom, D-O-M, short for Dominique. So if you are one of those people, if you're new here, my name is Dominique, but you can call me Dom. Today is really, really bad weather. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's actually really, really windy outside. And pouring really, really bad. It's getting louder. But since we don't have nothing to do and nowhere to be, they canceled school. They canceled schools all throughout the, I guess, cities, towns, which really doesn't matter, obviously, because I homeschool, but my son goes to college, so they canceled schools there. And it was supposed to be really, really bad weather. I think it said it might be hail, thunderstorms, it may turn into a tornado or something like that. But anyway, so we are buckling down here in the house. And since it is about 12 weeks from our last frost, we are in coastal South Carolina, zone 8B. Our last estimated frost is March 29th this year, or March 27th this year. Usually it's April 2nd, but since they, you know, rezoned the USD zones and stuff, they did move us up a week. But I'm still shooting for my last frost date to be April 2nd. And so since April 2nd, my last frost, or 12 weeks from that, is January 9th. It's a couple days after January 9th. And I showed in a previous vlog how I have my garden notes, and I just basically wrote out every two-week intervals, which is January 9th is 12 weeks, January 23rd is 10 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, all the way until April 2nd. If you didn't know, this is Nehemiah. We call her Nia. This is my middle daughter. She is 9 years old. She's gonna be helping me today. I basically off camera went through, and I already, if you followed me, used this same type of tray to start my sweet peppers and my spicy peppers in a previous video where I talked about the pepper varieties that I'm gonna grow. I'm not gonna go through every variety that I'm growing, but this is basically gonna be a tray of brassicas, and I already went through, I had already wrote down in my book how many of each plants that I needed. So I am doing 5 artichoke, 5 collards, 70 broccolis, 30 cabbages, 20 kale, 30 cauliflowers, and 20 Brussels sprouts. So yes, so that's all gonna be, did I say 20 celeries as well? That's all what's inside this tray, and I have them labeled by each variety. I will go through really fast. Some cauliflowers that I'm really excited to grow this year are these 3. We have a Flame Star cauliflower, and then, which is like the yellow and then or orangey color, we have a Romanesco, which is like really, really spiky, and then we have like this, I just call it purple cauliflower, but it's called Hisea Violetta, something like that. So those are probably the things I'm most excited to try out of my brassicas. But I do have some other things, like I am trying a new broccoli. I'm trying to find it. Oh, Imperial broccoli. I think I got those seeds from Haas Tools, and it's supposed to be really, really good for in hot weather. And here, what we struggle with in South Carolina is in springtime it getting too hot for brassicas, and then they bolting. And so that's why I'm starting mine a little earlier. I enlist the help of Nehemiah, and like I said, this is a 200 count tray. What we're gonna do is try and put like at least 2 seeds in each hole, so that way if one seed doesn't germinate, I definitely have the numbers that I want, because I definitely want, I'm only doing exactly 70 broccolis, but that's how many I want. So I'm not going to do just 70 seeds. I'm going to do really 140 seeds of broccoli, and then you know, if 2 sprout, I'll go ahead and pinch and do all that type of stuff. I wanted to, Nehemiah can actually start. So what you're going to do is find each tag, and then you're just going to put 2 seeds in each one. So So Imperial is right here, and it's gonna be this whole row and that row. So those two rows, you see? So while she's working on that, I did want to talk to you guys a little bit because it's been a couple days since my last video, and it was because one, I left my camera at church for a couple days. Then after I got my camera, I don't know if you guys watched that vlog, but my youngest daughter Niall ended up having surgery about 3 months, I want to say now, and it was for her umbilical cord hernia, and she was feeling better. And then after about 2 weeks she started vomiting, and at first there was like a stomach virus going around our church and around like the area, and so people thought that, you know, maybe it was a stomach virus. But then after that, she's actually been vomiting every 2 weeks since then, which is really, really weird, and it's always on a Saturday. And so about last week, I brought her to a GI doctor, a GI specialist, and they said they don't think it's connected to her surgery, even though it happened immediately after her surgery, which is really interesting. And so she has a scheduled sonogram next week. And I say all that to say that we've been dealing with sick issues in our youngest daughter, and so that is why we've been MIA, or I've been MIA, because I've just been working on that. And she's actually, today's Tuesday when I'm filming this, and she is actually still pretty sick. And so I brought her back to the doctor yesterday. So yesterday was like a really, really busy day, very long day, and ended up bringing her back to the doctor. And it's just been a lot of doctor visits. So that is what was going on there. So left my camera at church for a couple days, then was dealing with the sick child, then church, then sick child, church, all together, then doctor's visits and everything. And so I was filming. I do have one video that I did not post that I could have posted, but so it was I was following the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge, and like last year I filmed like what we ate in a week, and I posted them every week, and that's what I was gonna do again. But mid-week or about like, we saw the doctor. I started on Sunday, I think. We saw her GI doctor on Tuesday, and he wanted her to change some things in her diet. And then, so yeah, that like changed. And then when she got sick again, because they're basically just trying to rule out reasons she could be getting sick, and how it's like every 2 weeks on a set day, and it's not like even every week or anything like that. And then I left my camera at church. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and post that video, because I'm not going to it's not gonna be really like a pantry challenge, because I am gonna be going grocery shopping. Like the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge is so that you can use up the stuff that the storage that you put up and stuff like that, and I'm still planning on doing that. I'm just gonna be doing it a lot different, and so it kind of made me think like I shouldn't even post that video, because it's not even like the pantry challenge anymore, because I need lots more fruits and vegetables than originally I was planning on, just due to diet changes and stuff like that. And so I am going to be spending money. So even though I am going to be trying to use up the things that I wanted to, it's just going to look a lot different. So this is the Imperial broccoli. I'm not going to show you because it's going to unfocus, but this is the Imperial broccoli. And I got this from Haas Tools, and this is the one that said that it was heat tolerant. This one in the Bell Star. The Bell Star I think I got from Botanical Interest, and last year I grew it and it grew really well, the Bell Star. So I'm doing the most of the Bell Star and the Imperial, just because I know both of those cabbages, well, I did the Bell Star and it said that it was, I grew the Bell Star last year and it was really good for heat. But this Imperial I'm trying this year. Was that everything? Mm-hmm. Oh. So, and it says it's only a 70-day variety. So I'm hoping with starting these seeds at my 12-week mark, it will give them plenty of time to go out and still get a harvest from them before they go to seed. Just put it on the side. I have right now some broccoli inside of the hoop house that I planted, but it was from store-bought, like, started plants. And they should be almost about time to harvest. And I'm really, really excited about it. The reason why I'm starting 70 broccoli is because it's basically my kid's favorite vegetable. And so I'm hoping that with planting so much, that's basically, because each seed of these brassicas is only just going to be like one plant. Well, besides like the kale, of course, that's leafy, and the Brussels sprouts grow along the stem. But like the kale, I mean the cabbage, the broccoli, and cauliflower, all of those is like a heading thing, and so they're only gonna get one per plant. And so with 70 plants of broccoli, I'm thinking, I've never grown that much before, and I don't think I actually need that much. I think I was just starting that much and then using what I needed and then throwing the rest away. I don't know how many I needed, but I'm starting extra just in case, so that I can get the number, know that I get the number that I need. And I'm thinking if they all get like 50 heads or 70 heads of broccoli, say if I planted all 70, then I can, oh wow. So I had two seeds in this purple one. One was from Emma Gardner, and they call it the English name Purple of Celia cauliflower. And then the Seed Savers is the same, but I guess that's in like Italian, or I'm not even gonna guess. It's another language, because Decelia means of Cecilia and Violetta definitely means purple. So anyway, that was just interesting. But like I was saying, let's see, let me find this cabbage first. Purple cabbage, over, nope, right there. So I'm hoping that even if I get that, I can get all of these broccolis to grow and head, and I can freeze my own broccoli. How you get like broccoli from the store and from the frozen section. I think that would be really cool. So that's my plan. That's why I'm growing so much broccoli. And I'm really the only one who really likes cauliflower, and so I'm not growing that much. The same thing with why I'm growing celery. I'm thinking I could freeze that with how much it grows. And then cabbages, I can make sauerkraut. And last year we got like a really hard freeze, and some of my cabbages did get damaged, but the only cabbage that didn't was the red acre cabbage. So I'm definitely growing that again. You guys have to let me know if there's anything you're excited about growing this year, any new varieties. Have you guys started planting? If you're in a hot climate like me, seems like Florida, Georgia, maybe Alabama, seems like those southern, Louisiana. Do you guys start planting? don't think I've ever grown the purple or the yellow cauliflower, not that I can remember, but I have grown just regular cauliflower, not really well, not here, but in my previous garden I've grown it very successful. I think my first year, maybe I got one of those years, it was either my first year or my second year last year, I did get a couple of cauliflowers plants to grow, but the heads weren't that big. These seeds are so tiny. I don't really like planting super tiny seeds. I mean, who does? But what was I thinking? Sometimes when I have like really tiny seeds, I end up just sprinkling them, but of course with these things I want to be able to put them where I want to be able to put them to spread them out. Since I did work on my garden plan, we're just putting them at the top of the soil for now, so that we know, like, we don't get confused and think, did we plant something? Because we've definitely done that before, where I put seeds and then planted them and then realized it was the wrong place and I couldn't move it. So now I just, this is Ethiopian kale right there. So now I just leave them at the top of the soil and then push them down later. We have finished planting all of the seeds. A few minutes ago the lights went out like 3 times in a row. I thought that they were going to stay out the last time they went out, but then they came back on, thank goodness. I was gonna have to turn on the camera and say we have no lights, but they turned back on, and it wasn't even storming really bad at the time that they turned them on. I'm just using a pencil and I'm going to poke all of these seeds down into the soil. It's the same thing I used to plant my peppers. My peppers have not sprouted yet. A big thing is you want to make sure that the seed doesn't stay on your pencil when you poke it down. Sometimes that has happened, and then I transfer it to another seed area where it's not supposed to be. I used all of my Bell Star seeds. That was a new packet, and I'm pretty sure that's a hybrid, so I wouldn't be able to save seeds and it have like the same heat tolerance as this one. I'll have to look that up, because if I could save seeds I would, because that's my second time ordering them, and I think they only come with a few seeds each time that I've ordered. Well, as you can see, my helper has already left because we have finished planting and or separating, putting the seeds out and then pushing them into the soil. So this is a whole 200 count seed tray. I always have, my brassicas always germinate really fast, and so I'm looking forward to these sprouting pretty fast. But we got them all done. We have cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, kale, celery, Brussels sprouts, collards, and artichokes, all planted here. Check mark for brassicas for the year, as well as my peppers. So we have about, nope, I was gonna say we have 2 weeks before I have to plant again, but that's not actually entirely true. When I planted my peppers, the things I didn't plant were eggplants. Let's see, I have my little book here. Eggplants, oregano, thyme, ground cherries, and that's it. And so I have some perennial herbs, some eggplants. Ooh, and those things, what are they called? Tomatillos. Those are the tomatillos, eggplants, all of those things. Tomatillos, eggplants, oregano, thyme, ground cherry. I have in, oh, and lavender and chamomile are all inside this container right here. And so that will be the last thing that I have to plant before waiting another 2 weeks. And I'm really, really happy for it, that I feel like I'm on schedule, because today, I just looked at the calendar, today is actually January 9th, which is exactly 12 weeks from when I feel comfortable, April 2nd, from my last frost. But it's actually probably 11 weeks since they moved my frost date up till March 27th, but we'll see. I don't think I'm gonna plan on putting out seedlings that week, unless I look at like the 2-week forecast and I see that there's like no frost. But the 2 years that I've been here, 1 year we had a mid-April frost, and then last year our last frost was exactly on April 2nd. So we'll definitely have to wait until we get closer to then. But thank you guys for hanging out with me while we got these seeds planted, and I updated you on what's going on in our life and where we've been at for the last couple of days, and about the pantry challenge and all the things. So I'll have to see you guys in my next video. Bye.